So good afternoon, my friends. I literally am in the door from work 5 minutes. And when I come in, there are a couple of boxes, and so I open them up, and there is this beautiful model from a seller that I have bought from before. But I don't remember buying this car, and it was on my radar. But I don't remember buying it. So until I confirm, I'm going to go with, I think this is a gift. And there are two different candidates that it could be from, who both either said in comments, hey, there's a box coming your way. I'm just not sure, honestly. So actually, I think I've narrowed it down to one person. So if this is a gift from one of you guys, raise your hand. Let me see if I'm right. And so this is a very cool one. This is a Shelby Collectibles, and it is an Aston Martin DBR1. So I've shown most of my, actually, all the Shelby Collectibles that I already had up until recently, many times on video. They are one of my favorite brands. When I graded this brand a few months ago, I gave it a mid-grade because I said the collection scope is limited. The scope of the models that they do is limited. So this is Shelby American 50 years, 1962 to 2012. Shelby Collectibles die-cast. And so one of the reasons I said that this brand of die-cast is limited is because generally all they do are Shelby models. Shelby Cobras, Shelby Cobra Mustangs, but everything with the exception of this DBR1 is a Ford. They, what's funny is, and I wish they would, they don't do any of, as far as I know, they don't do any of the Dodge Shelbys. The Shelby, the Omni GLH and GLHS, I would love if they would do those models because number one, I love them. They're cool little cars, and that same era Shelby Charger, based on the Omni Charger, the Shelby Dodge Shelby pickup truck, which I remember one of my older brother's friends had way back in the early 90s or late 80s. So, if they did those, they would, greatly expand their selection. So why an Aston Martin DBR1? Well, because that's the type of car that Carroll Shelby raced professionally before he had his cooperation deal with Ford, before he created the Shelby Cobra. So he was a fairly successful race car driver and / chicken farmer. But really what he was, it was an engineer and a racer. And he raced many cars, but I think very successfully he raced an Aston Martin DBR1. And then he had a heart condition, and his doctors told him he could never race again. And being a shrewd businessman and being a passionate car lover, if he couldn't race, he could build and develop race cars. And so that's what he did. So that's why an Aston Martin DBR1. And also I've been thinking of getting the Matchbox version. I don't think I have that. So we're going to crack this off the card. And I'm sure in comments, my benefactor will reveal themselves or in a direct email. But we're going to open up this one. And then as a bonus, I had already bought this. And this was the car I was originally supposed to open this afternoon. So I will open this. And again, Shelby Collectibles, same series. This is a 2008 Shelby Terlingua Mustang. And like the Aston Martin DBR1 has a story where, that is special to Carroll Shelby because that was a car he raced professionally, successfully. This is a special tribute car that Shelby American did in 2008 for Carroll Shelby's local racetrack, his home track in Texas. A small little racetrack called Terlingua. And if you see the logo on the hood, that was in the 60s, 65 through I think 68. It was like an unofficial Shelby racing team, the Terlingua racing team. And they didn't necessarily race Shelby's fastbacks, they raced notchbacks, as I recall. And they had a variation of this paint scheme. And these were like him and his friends. So these at that time were not sold through Shelby or Ford. But years later, 2008, Shelby decided to try and do a little magic on quote-unquote the V6 rental Mustang. At the time, the 2008 Mustang V6 was the 4-liter single overhead cam engine, and it was not terrible, but it was nowhere near V8 power. And they were all very popular as rental cars in the United States. If any of you from overseas had come to the United States, especially Florida or California, during this time period, say between 2005 and 2010, maybe even a little past there, Mustangs were very popular, but even in Hawaii, but also all over the United States, they were popular rental cars. And it sort of dinged the image of Ford, so many quote-unquote Mustangs being a rental fleet, and they weren't all V6 Mustangs like this. So what Shelby American did is they created a hop-up package, so you could buy it through selected dealers or send your V6 Mustang to Shelby American, and I believe at the time they were in Nevada. I think they still are in Nevada. Originally in California, but I think they're in Nevada now. And they would modify it to your specs. And the base package was, a suspension package, and then the upgraded package for the Terlingua Mustang was a supercharger. And the supercharged V6 was just over 300 horsepower, so right there with the V8s, right there with the GTs, not anywhere near the Shelby Mustangs, but so it was a lower cost option for Shelby enthusiasts or Ford enthusiasts. So let's open up the Aston Martin first. And as I've said before, and I hope these two, I think they will live up, these Shelby Collectibles are great die-cast cars. The quality, even with open fixtures, is among the best. So, and do I recall? Do we have wires underneath here? Yes, we do. So, all right. So I'm going to pause the camera so you don't have to watch me undo these wires. All right, wires expunged. So again, oh, wow, okay. So it looks like the headlight popped out of this one. I will look in the package for that, but these are supposed to have lensed headlights. I see one headlight there. Hold on, let me put that there for a second. So yeah, lensed headlight there. Pocket where there should be a lensed headlight there. Lens driving light. Metal grille. Opening hood. Very authentic They could use a little black wash on these wheels. But metal body, metal base, one screw holding it together. The doors open. It is right-hand drive, like a British sports car should be. There is the engine. Nice. Very nice tampo work. I mean, they didn't paint the exhaust there, which is sort of a disappointment. But 1959 Aston Martin DBR1, made in China. Shelby Collectibles, 19220S. So that is sweet. So let me check the packaging and see if that headlight's in there. Unfortunately, no. Oh well. And there was no dings on the box or anything. It's a real shame, but I mean, it always is. But that is a sweet model. So that'll be put in the same case as the other Shelby Collectibles. You can see the cut down racing windshield, bare minimum. These are more than likely magnesium wheels, because that was like the trend. That was the lightest wheels you could have. So this is very sweet. So now let's take a look at the Terlingua, the 2008 Shelby Terlingua Mustang. And yes, I did pre-cut this, so it should just very easily come off the cardboard here. There we go. Silly wire here. There we go. So, again, opening doors. Very nice. So, let's just double check. Looks like lensed headlights here and here. The driving lights are empty. I think that's the way they were on this car. So, if you can just see the sort of jackalope or rabbit, this fierce rabbit logo. The hood opens. Let's see if we can see if there is a supercharger in here. My lighting is not perfect, but I think there probably is a supercharger in there. I think so. The door here is a little jacked up on this, which is a surprise. It's tilted up, if you can see. So whether it's open or closed, it makes it, it's tilting up so you can see that the striping doesn't match up there, and that the opening for the door is too small, because the door comes up like a scissor door. So, lensed taillights, nice details. Metal body, metal base, 2 screws here, real riders or rubber tires. These wheels would have been aftermarket, so they look authentic. I can't be sure. And so on this one, it is both the driver's and passenger's doors that are a little jacked. So I guess I could unscrew it, take it apart, and see if there's something too tight. You know, Rick from Whole Lotta Zepp was making a good point I hadn't actually thought of with the M2s, because they're screwed down to the bases, but these are not screwed down. They're screwed down with, they're held down with the wires. But maybe if I unscrew, I'm not going to do it on video, maybe if I unscrew this and take it apart and put it back together, I can figure out why these doors are jacked like that, and the hood's a little tight. And so that is amazing. So I have how many? I don't know. I think 4. So I think these two make it 6. Shelby Collectibles, and it's funny that these two are the first ones to have any quality control issues. So that is shocking and a little bit of a disappointment. Finding that headlight would be an easy fix. If I can find the headlight, I could just glue it back in there. But, I mean, this is beautiful. I really appreciate the gift. Not to take away from the gift. It's like Shelby Collectibles called it in, you know? If you've seen the Cobra and the Daytona Coupe and the GT350 models that they have from them, you would see just how absolutely stunning and detailed they are. And this is very nice, but I mean, it's actually missing a little bit of chrome paint, well, and a headlight. So that's, you know, a little bit of a disappointment. And then the Mustang has the details, but the doors are jacked. Maybe if I work them a little, they'll come down on their own. Yeah. I mean, the windshield looks raked too severely. And there was no damage to the packaging. Yeah. So it's Thursday. I will not be doing videos on Friday. I'm not sure about Saturday. I have some friends that are coming in from upstate, so I don't know if I will be able to make a video. But I'm sure I'll be making a video on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to somebody acknowledging this generous gift. I think I know who it is. I just don't want to say, hey, thank you, so-and-so, and then I picked the wrong person. And regardless of these minor little things, I would still recommend this brand. Highly recommend this brand. I mean, like when I graded them, the reason they didn't get a better grade was because they don't have a huge selection of models to go. There is a different variation of this Mustang here, where it's black with a yellow hood and so forth, so like the mirror image graphics. And so I have two Cobras, the red one and the blue one. I have the Daytona Coupe, and I have the 65 GT350, so that's 4, and these two make 6 from this brand. And so now I will look and see what else this brand has. And so thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I had seen a couple of my friends actually have this DBR. And yeah, so let me know what you think, and I will talk to you in a few days. Thank you so much.